Okay, so today it's 50 degrees outside, and I think this might be one of the last days that I'm gonna be able to go outside. So I figured, why not on the last day, why not just do a tackle video? Because I've already done a lot of fishing videos this year. Actually, I think, yeah, over half of my videos on my channel are fishing. But anyway, you'll see that I do have my drop shot set up, okay? It's a Shimano Stratic CI4 Plus 3000 FA, and it is paired up with a St. Croix 7-foot medium light power fast action. I do like a medium light for a drop shot or a medium fast, but like I said, I have my medium light out here. 20-pound braid to an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. I do use a swivel, and people ask me, why do I use a swivel? And that is because I do not like my connection knot, and I'm just kind of rambling about this. But anyway, put this down, and there's two ways that I'll rig that drop shot. Like this right here is the VMC spin shot, the 1/0 hook. It's a 3/8 Strike King Tour Grade Tungsten drop shot weight, and it is a VMC rolling swivel. That is one way I will do it, and the other way is with a polymer knot and a long tag end and a 1/0 hook. But on to the subject of today's video, because I haven't done a lot of videos like this, so I figured it would be something cool. I'm going to title this video 5 drop shot baits that I'm going to use in 2020. So at this point, I'm sure you're probably saying to yourself, this is you going over your drop shot setup with some baits. Yes, it is. And I don't think I'm going to catch anything out here. I'm going to try and do that. But anyway, so 5 baits, okay? And there they are. We're just going to start like this. I went to Cabela's and I picked up the Strike King Baby Z2 in the Smoky Shad. And you will notice that this bait does, or excuse me, it is made with Elastec. And a lot of you guys remember Elastec from the Z-Man Finesse TRD, the Z-Man, the TRD Tickler, and all the Z-Man baits. So you take this Smoky Shad out, and you'll see, first of all, take a look at that. You see that? That is Elastec. See that? It's going to be really durable. It's going to last a lot. And I've actually taken the Finesse TRD with Elastec and caught, I don't know, 15 smallmouth bass on one bait that was in the spring. But anyway, like I said, the Smoky Shad, this is a bait that I'm going to be trying. This is a good color. I haven't thrown this bait, but I'm pretty sure it's going to catch fish, because I do know people that have thrown it. And then if you look on the back of the package here, it's going to tell you some rigging options. It will say a wacky rig, a weightless soft jerk bait, a weightless Texas rig, and a nose hook drop shot. And like I said, the drop shot is going to be how I'm going to fish it. So that is bait number 1. Okay, the next one is going to be the X-Zone Pro Lures Finesse Slammer. It's a 3 1/4 inch, and it is 309. You'll notice on the pack that it does say hot drop shot bait. And I did get this bait out of my MONSTERBASS box. And yes, I just dropped it on the floor. But you see that? See how it's kind of like that light green pumpkin with like a clear bottom and a purple flake? That's going to imitate a goby. Something like a goby, okay? And if you're wondering why would you imitate a goby, that is because of, well, for those of you that watch my channel, smallmouth bass, okay? Gobies, craws, little smelt, little bait fish. But I personally think it's going to imitate a goby more than anything. And this is another bait that I haven't caught any fish on. I did get it out of my MONSTERBASS, but I am going to be throwing this in 2020. And then do me a favor too, if you guys have ever caught fish on this X-Zone bait, let me know in the comments, because where was it? These 2 baits, these 2 drop shot baits for this right here are the 2 baits that I have not used. Now the next 3 baits are all baits that I have drop shotted with and caught fish with. They're all different sizes, but you'll notice that for the majority of my drop shot baits, they're like a 3 or a 4 inch. Once in a while I'll go 275, once in a while I'll go 325. But anyway, on to the next one. You do have the Jackal Crosstail Shad, okay? This is the 4 inch green pumpkin pepper. Now, of course, you know, Jackal is, of course, partnered with Shimano. Now, see, look at that. See that salt? See how it has that tail right there? I've caught a lot of bass on these. And one thing that, you know, that I get people say to me, they're like, well, it's cool and all, but the salt is going to make the bait, you know, want to sink more instead of stand up. Whereas if you had a Z-Man or an X-Zone, that bait would stand up and it's going to have a lot of action. This will too, but I have found that I am working this bait a lot more than I would those. But they do catch fish, and that is going to lead me to the next bait, that I've actually caught a lot of my largemouth bass and smallmouth bass on in 2019, and that is the Googan Baits Drag and Drop. Now I'm going to talk about some of the colors I've had success with and the bait itself, but this color right here is the Morning Dawn. So we do have to take it out of the package. And I know this video is going fast, it's all over the place, but just a basic tackle video here at the lake that I think you guys are going to enjoy. Take that out of the package. Morning Dawn, okay? Now, I know a lot of people who have said to me that this has got to be a smallmouth killer, right? I've caught smallmouth on these, but it's been the watermelon red color and the green pumpkin pearl. The Morning Dawn, more than anything, has caught me largemouth bass. Like I said, I caught a lot of bass on these this year. It is a 4-inch. I have had people I fished with say, oh, that's a whole lot of bait for a smallmouth. Why don't you go with like a 275 or a 325? Which they're right. There's a lot of the times when you'll fish crystal clear water or deep water where you need that really small bait. But these do work as well. Like I said, these are all going to be baits that I'm going to use throughout the year. I've caught fish on 3 of these, 2 of these I have not. So that is going to lead us to the last bait, and that is by a company that I've always loved. And that is the Megabass Haze Dong Shad in the 3-inch. Isn't that funny? Haze Dong. And the color you'll see on the package, it does say green pumpkin shad. Now, I have thrown this a lot, but the majority of the time I've thrown this has been with Tokes Outdoors. And by the way, shout out to Tokes Outdoors, because him and Matt Goes Fishing have helped my channel a lot, so subscribe to those guys. They're both really good guys. They're good at fishing. But anyway, enough of that. The Haze Dong Shad, you see that? It has a good scent to it, and it looks like a little bait fish. It looks so good. And I bet you if I throw it out here, throw it at this lake, I will catch fish with it. But that's the thing too, like, you see this Megabass. See the Megabass, the Googan Bait, Jackal, X-Zone Crow Lures, the Baby Z2. Okay, these 5 baits, these are all baits that will catch fish. There's people that I've fished with that have said, oh, a drop shot is only for hot water. Not true. I found that these work all year, but for me, the time when they excel the most is when the water is really cold and really hot. So like right now, or if we get a warm up in January, February, or March and the fish are active, I mean, I'll throw a crankbait, I'll throw a jerkbait, but I will also throw this. And then of course, in the summer for smallmouth bass, these are all baits that are hard to beat. And I picked a good variety of colors. Like I said, smoky shad, you have 309, which basically looks like a goby, traditional green pumpkin pepper, which is basically green pumpkin black flake, Morning Dawn, and a shad color. Well, a green pumpkin shad. So anyway, that's going to be it. I just wanted to keep it short, keep it simple, go over the drop shot setup, well, one of the setups with you guys, and some of the baits. So do me a favor and leave me a comment in the section below, if you can, especially about these 2 baits. Because I know this works really well, and I know this does too, but I haven't caught fish on these. I've only caught fish on these. But anyway, that's going to be it for me for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed today's drop shot setup. And I'm actually going to try and catch a few fish right now with some of these baits. It's probably not going to work out, but I mean, you never know. So we'll have this. I think I'll have a Shimano video coming up. I will have another monster bass coming up. I love monster bass. And I will also have a video where we are really going to get into the scale and the lip grip that I use. So anyway, but that's going to be for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, I will talk to you guys in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. This is a very versatile setup, and what I mean by that is the braid, okay? You guys know I fish a lot of fluorocarbon, but with this braid to fluorocarbon for this drop shot, let's say I wanted to throw like a little top water or a tiny crankbait on this medium light, I could just cut the leader off and just tie it to the braid, or leave it with the leader. I could do it either way. And that is also the thing too that I like about fishing with a setup like this. I mean, there will be days where I will just grab a spinning rod and fish that just because I feel like it. I mean, just figured I had to add that in there. Another thing that's cool too about this braid to fluorocarbon setup is I can just pitch it out there like that. I mean, I'll make casts with it, like I said, but I'll pitch it, I'll cast with it, you name it. Sometimes I'll fish it deathly slow. Sometimes I'll, you know, power fish it fast. It all depends. I mean, kind of figured I wasn't going to catch anything, so why not go over some baits and just some things that I noticed about this rod with you guys. And another thing too is that I am filming this with the GoPro Hero 8 Black. The Hyper Smooth is turned on, but it is not boost. It is turned to high, so it should not crop it as much as boost does.